Actually, I'm going to wait till someone actually enters.
You're pretty bad at this.
Fuck you, asshole. You've been on edge lately. I don't know what's up with you, but I can tell.
not on edge. I just that's definitely a joke you would make at my expense. In fact, you've made that joke at my expense multiple times in the chat.
Never happened. Never happened, Lies.
Did you shave your eyebrows?
What?
You look did you shave your eyebrows? You look alopecia.
I think I have too much fucking light on that person. Do I look better?
Yeah. I thought you were sick there for a second. I was like, oh shit, man.
Laney, why I'm always the first one here? Because you're the most wonderful, amazing person ever.
It's true, Laney. First in line, first to the keg. That's my rule.
Exactamundo.
Oh no, voice to text has been on this entire time. It's been transcribing me.
You the type of good times you have on Fanboy Modeling School.
Holy shit. It literally, this is the first time it's ever done it accurately. And
Hannah,
it got the whole conversation. And
where was it recording to?
No, it was just in a Discord. It was typing out everything I was saying in Discord.
It didn't send, right?
No, it's not a human. It doesn't have powers of its own.
Oh, you think that? You think that, you young naive fool. We're going to start in just 1 minute, guys. Just one. Hannah needs to change her name on YouTube.
Yes. Yes, you do, Hannah. If that is your government, you definitely do. So, I got to ask, man, why only YouTube tonight? What do you, Twitch do something?
I want the numbers in YouTube.
Oh, gotcha.
Did you hit up Berlin's?
Of course, man. I'm a pro at this. Did you hit up Publix?
Yeah.
Oh man, something's really going on in my internet. It's extra slow today. Oh no, it's just that one tab.
Okay. Fanboy Modeling School. What? What's up? What's up? Welcome to the Fanboy Modeling School.
Hello.
You're here with my main man.
How come we're not on the big screen?
There we are. You all right, guy? How are you today?
You're messing up. No, I'm doing good, man. How are you? You look extra golfy today. Like you were out playing a few rounds. Got the golf shirt on.
I suppose.
Yeah.
I only have like 3 shirts.
Like superhero-y. It's like,
and I looked through our old videos, and it was like, well, I haven't won this one in like 2 weeks. So there we go. How are you today? Welcome to Fanboy Modeling School. I, of course, am the Fat Mantis, and I am here with
Steve, your Uncle Curmudgeon.
And today we make up the Fanboy Modeling School, the hippest, most happening, bravest, edgiest, edgelordiest, darkest, grim and grittiest talking heads you're ever going to find on the internet. How are you today, my friend?
I am doing good, man. I am chillaxing. Great day off, relaxing, and yeah, I'm ready to go, man. I'm it's crazy. It's a pretty slow news week. Not much popping off
Well,
by way of shenanigans.
First, I want to say true, but I will say this: I want to praise you for your hard work that ended up coming out on your stream last night.
Oh, don't praise me, man. Thank you. I'll take that. Praise Lainey.
Well, you produced that whole thing. You made that happen.
Shit was nerve-wracking.
In more ways than one. For the audience who don't know what we're talking about, Steve produced on his Conversations That Matter platform. He did a conversation he was just a host. He did not get involved, but it was a talk about abortion, and it had two pro-life females on it, and two pro-choice, and they had a very adult, very professional, very respectful
conversation,
and it was definitely a conversation that matters.
And thank you, brother, and shout out to Lainey O of the Lainey O universe, as I call it, but it's really Roundhouse Trolley. I don't know, the Lainey O universe thing started because by the time I caught up with Lainey on Spoon, she was like everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Like larger than life figure. So I always dubbed it the Lainey, and also it's because of her Discord. I don't know if you've ever gone through Lainey's Discord and read the names for each one of the channels, but it is quite the ecosystem in there. So that's another reason I say that. But Lainey,
I can never get past Dogecoin. That's like the coolest. That's the coolest part of her server. No offense, Lainey, but that was very forward thinking. I was like, I want to have a Dogecoin room, but I realized I can't rip it off.
It's too late now, man. I'll help Lainey sue your ass into poverty if you do.
And by the way, we might want to talk about Discord today. It's funny that we bring it up because we might want to talk about the future of Discord or what people in the news cycle are saying about it. But we'll get to that in a minute.
Yeah, and just another quick shout out to so Lainey DeVinky, and my sister D Love, and of course Lizzie Lou, all amazing women, did an amazing job, very respectful conversation. And I woke up this morning to 131 views on Twitch for a 4-hour video. So someone watched it 131 times, and it most certainly wasn't me. There were, I think at the peak, there were like 35 people in the live chat tuning in.
It was your stalker.
Canadian Joyce found me. And then
you mean Candace Owens? You didn't know how much she loved you?
Candace Owens, yeah, it was good. It was good, man. I gotta tell you honestly though. So shout out real quick, just for all the people that would bite this shit. Lainey's gonna moderate the guys version of that. She volunteered last night to be the host if we do a guy version. So look out for that. That's going to be something coming down the pipeline. Nothing. I'm sure it will be less of a productive conversation than the highly enlightened women had last night. It's going to be more like, listen here, motherfucker.
Oh, you're going to be punching cameras, and then it's like, please stand by.
Catching an Uber. I'll be there in 30. It was great. It was a great experience.
It was great. Man. It was definitely great to see. It was great to witness. I hope there's more stuff like that when we have such controversy or important topics such as.
Well, you're most certainly going to host. I'm going to put together a few things in the people of color category, and there's one conversation since we both grew up in New York that's near and dear, where I was going to have you host because you're the only person that could host it. So I'll tell you in the back channels what that will be. But
I'm super excited. Excited. Before we get into all our wonderful topics that we have for tonight here on Fanboy Modeling School, I'm going to give a shout out to everybody up in this piece, including Lainey O, always the first. Our biggest fan. We've got Hannah Banana HD. We got Rebex. We've got Carmen. Welcome in. We've got Cincy Star.
Shout out Carmen.
And Berlin. Berlin is up in this piece. And sorry if I've missed anyone else who's here in the chat.
Shout out to DT Dub TV. And thank you, Hannah, for that compliment you shot me before. I did not miss that. I don't feel like I'm looking fry. My haircut's on its last stages. Whenever you see the hat produce itself, that means the haircut is on its way out.
Wait, I feel you on Instagram. I'm sorry, we're dicking around too much, but I feel like on Instagram, like the other day, you posted one and you had like the fade.
Yeah.
And look, you're like Shaggy Pete over here.
I am. It's all from last night's conversation. I aged like 10 years.
He had one of those Donald Glover beards from This Is America. He was.
This is America. This is America. Public friend is in the building. What's going on, Public?
What up?
I'm happy to be a fanboy, man. I gotta tell you, before we get into the topics, man, I was perusing these internet streets, man. You know, obviously there's still fallout over old news, which is the director the director of Fantastic Four, also the director of all 3 of the Spider-Man installments for the MCU, parting ways with the MCU, apparently on good terms. It just turns out that after making 3 epic MCU movies, he's like, I need a break. You know, and a lot of people were trying to fly.
When you're getting paid $15 million a movie,
I'm not taking.
You really need a break. do you really ask yourself? And public friend, I am so sorry if I missed your name. I'm a horrible person. I'm very sorry.
You guys give me $5 in cash apps, and I'll stay up for 4 days. You imagine what I would do with $15 million.
If you're like, you want to direct a Marvel movie, it pays $100. I'd be like, yes.
Bro, we should joint direct a Marvel movie.
And we could be those pretentious director should say we call Fanboy Modeling School.
Like they try to talk to us, and I'm like, you cannot speak to me directly. Speak to my intern. They would relay my messages for me.
So you know the invention of the brother system?
No.
So on the brother system is that basically on the actual credits, you can physically put on the credits whatever you want. However, there's a limit to how many people can be writers, and there can be only one name on director. So when it's joint directed, people are like, we're the brothers.
Yeah.
Or the whatever brothers.
Wachowskis, formerly the Wachowski brothers, and what is I've been losing these guys lately, man. Not only did they direct Civil War and Infinity War and Endgame, what are their names?
Somebody in the chat, save us.
Someone save us.
They did the movie Cherry. They did Extraction for Netflix. I know who the hell they are.
What's their name?
He says,
Since he starts that Steve's biggest goal in life is to have an intern he can talk down to. I'm convinced.
He backhands them. He's like, I said soy, motherfucker. No.
It's true, man. Listen, they got to pay their dues too. No, it can't be any of you. It can't be anyone that I care for or I'm friends with. I need fresh face. Went to college for 8 years. Interns coming in like Mr. Mantis and Cincy said we get fed today. I'm like, well, Mr. Mantis and Cincy aren't here. The dynamic light skin duo isn't here. It's just my black ass today. No intern eats.
The Russo brothers. Boom.
Thank you. But yeah, there's people try to turn that whole thing into a mountain. There was nothing there other than he just needed a break. Obviously, a lot of rumors breaking about Howard's daughter potentially directing the Fantastic Four and starring in it as Sue Storms and or another character, or Kaczynski directing and starring.
Bryce, let me tell you, Bryce Dallas Howard is an amazing woman. All around.
But
I am in love with this woman.
But
there's no but.
Okay.
She can direct whatever the hell she wants. She can star in whatever the hell she wants. I would love her as Sue Storm. But honestly, I think I'd rather her just be the director. I have a feeling they're going to give Emily Blunt Invisible Woman. You know, that was what's his face's wife.
I mean, I wouldn't be mad at it either way. And then here's the next thing, while we're doing our quick shots. Obviously Amber Heard took the stand again, got grilled by Johnny Depp's lawyer that everyone thinks he's in love with, or she's in love with Johnny Depp. Actually, a lot of cute shots of them together. It's amazing.
Yeah, TikTok is going nuts where they're like, look at that. Here's what I'm sorry if I'm interrupting, but I want to defend my boy.
Who, Johnny Depp?
Yeah, now I'm not saying that this pathetic drunk is a saintly good man, but honestly, he should be a saint. He's such a nice guy. But you can tell, even when he's in trouble on the stand or people are accusing him of horrible things, he's charming and he makes a joke. And he's always charming and makes a joke. And I can see that's how he is with her. I bet he's like that with everybody.
And it's crazy because I was showing Bex and Cincy the other night. He was leaving the courtroom and someone's narrating the video. She tries to get over and say goodbye to him, and this woman cock blocks, kind of gets in the way, and they only get to like hold hands for a brief second. But it was one of those, it wasn't just like hey, goodbye. It was one of those like pull.
This woman is saving him.
Yeah, she tore Amber Heard's ass up on the stand today. But that's another honorable mention. And then I was not going to make this a main topic, so I'm not going to make it a main topic, but I have to rant about this a little bit. Do you remember we got a demo reel of God of War, and we covered it on a Fanboy episode?
Yes,
that was almost damn near like a full year ago, I think at this point. We might be closing on the year mark. Developers say the game is supposed to be released still in 2022. This is going to be the biggest Sony PlayStation release. Obviously, God of War is a juggernaut franchise that was revitalized with God of War 5, and this is going to be God of War Ragnarok. And I don't see how it's going to make its release date. I'm going to be honest with you, kids, family. I hate to be the curmudgeon and
what's holding it back?
I have no idea. No one knows. They won't say anything. This is they won't even they won't acknowledge it. There was one cryptic tweet from one of the art developers on I just said that on Twitter, and he's essentially like, yeah, it's still going to make its 2022 release date, and it's been pushed back twice already. So
I wonder, and I think this isn't just them, but this is everyone. It might be suffering the same thing that's going on with movies. Now, you saw Doctor Strange with me, correct?
Yes, I did.
And what did you think of that movie?
I loved it. I absolutely love the movie.
I love it. I love it all across the board. However, I will say this. If you look, there are certain scenes, and I mean, they're just for a split second, where the special effects
fall apart.
Yeah. But it's not a consistent thing, but you're like, this isn't amazing. And here's what it is. The bigger these movies are getting crazier and they want to do stuff all the time nowadays, pre-production guys or production guys are saying, we'll do it in post. We'll do it in post. We'll add it in post. Next thing you know, the guys doing the special effects are overworked, underappreciated, starved. They're like your interns chained to a cage.
They're like kids that go to visit Cincy. Cincy will get that joke. Any kid that goes to field Cincy's intern.
Whoa. A kid visiting Cincy ends up chained in a cage. Oh, I don't know how to field that one. I feel very uncomfortable. Kathy, welcome it.
Yeah, but it's so. But here's the problem, man. And we talked about
are games too big now? Are they too big to make their release dates because they're so sweeping and crazy?
DT Dub Cincy, what is COD at? I believe it's at 168 gigs now. God of War is probably going to drop at around 80 gigs, 90 gigabytes of game, open world play, and this is the new way of life for video games. Games aren't finished, right? They're not finished when they're released. They're finished after the day one patch, if even then. But this is God of War we're talking about. This is a huge franchise, and could be the culmination of a lot of people's childhood in this story. They deliver. I hope they deliver on the gameplay.
This is like every movie that's ruined my life. I do not want you guys to put up your hopes and dreams into this thing. Remember, it could be the Phantom Menace all over again.
It could.
Because you just said, you're like, this is going to be fulfilling every childhood dream.
Bro, I was just talking to Cincy about this. I'm buying a new power supply for my computer, possibly because I needed a new graphics card and a capture card just so I can stream God of War. Like, the only content I'm going to be making when God of War comes out will be Dumbing Out, Fanboy Modeling School, and that's it. Like, for the first week that game is out, I'm going to be streaming that and playing it. And obviously Booty Papa Chicken Friday nights, but that's really, since he's that's his show. He's doing all the hard work. I'm just sitting in the background like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like,
you're backseating him.
You're
like,
I knew
that fade in.
Oh, speaking of which, shout out to DJ Cincy Star for Booty Papa Chicken Friday. This past Friday, my man popped off. It was
He always pops off. What are you talking about?
I know he always pops off, but even he will say, man, he popped off. Anyone that was there, there's a place the DJs go to where it's just like they freaking
they're in the zone.
Yeah, he absolutely murdered it this Friday. It was crazy. You can go catch the replay over on the Hold Up TV network. I need to download it so he can upload it to his thing. I'm sorry, I always fail at that, Cincy, but I love you like a fat kid loves cake. God of War needs to succeed. Yeah. I have no other honor. Go ahead.
In Zen Buddhism, that's what is referred to as the dhyana mind. That is when you become one with the universe for just a brief moment and you do something perfectly.
Does Cincy and Bex put you up to this?
No, that's like a kung fu thing.
They make you talk about this spiritual shit while I was on air?
No.
Are you trying
I have
to
no idea what you're right now. I don't know what you're talking about, bro. Nobody tells me
chakra crystals and like quinoa.
Don't get me started on the crystals. The crystals have screwed me. Screwed me good in the past. Since he says pubs, unfortunately, that's the face of how coding software works now, and it sucks. I think since he gave us a reason why it's going to be back, he says it's being pushed back because Sony wants to put it on PS5, but can pump out the supply for it, but can't pump up the supply for it. Don't be surprised if a big 5 supply coincidences with GOW.
God of War. Digital. This is why the only reason I have the disc version of the PS5 is because it came in and I bought it, but I got it at a fairly good, dope price. Digital. They're pushing everyone to digital. I think I have one more honorable mention that isn't it's not really worth much, but comic book sales went up slightly and then they dropped again. Oh, Donald Trump's back on Twitter. There we go. That's it.
Has he actually tweeted?
He hasn't tweeted, but he's back.
Here's what I'm saying. Love it or leave it. He leaves the content that is hot fire.
Crazy hot fire.
That is what people want to see.
Right.
That's why people sign up for Twitter. So you know how many people he saved Twitter when he first got on, when he was running for president? Right. Everyone just wanted to see what crazy things he has to say. There were days he was on a rant and he would tweet 70 times in a single day instead of government. So I hope if he has that energy, if he brings that kind of cocaine energy to Twitter again, I'm all about it.
D Love is in the building.
What's up? What up?
Could you imagine poor Biden trying to send out a tweet? I feel like it takes an entire team to help him get a tweet out. It's like, he's like, the goddamn bird won't send a message.
Meanwhile, he's got a pigeon in his hand, he's throwing it against the wall, and they're like, sir, for starters, that's dead. Dude, you need a cell phone. And I'm sorry, it's getting too easy. I don't like, here's what I'm saying. I don't like mocking the elderly.
Yes,
but
you do.
Here we are. And I'm saying he does make it very easy. He makes it super easy, right?
So here's another thing, last honorable mention, and then we'll get into the fun stuff. A couple other countries on the border of Russia are about to join NATO just when we thought this thing was about to die down a little bit. It's about to pop off, and wild speculation still going on about Putin's health.
Bowel cancer? Did he have his surgery? Did he not? Is it real?
Who knows, man? Who cares? I can honestly say that I'm not going to celebrate his death, but I'm not going to mourn the man either. So,
right. I'm just saying, when he goes into surgery, all we need is one brave surgeon.
One brave
surgeon to take one for the team.
That's where the tube goes. Go ahead.
Because honestly, I don't think that's a country where even an accidental death on the surgery table, you're still going to jail for life.
What is D-Love? What's your PFP on YouTube? I can't make that out. Is that the Dianetics volcano? What's going on there?
Oh, you didn't know about Dee and her Scientology thing? She's big into Scientology. She's all about space aliens.
Ever tell you about the time I almost got kidnapped by an attractive Scientology woman?
No, but it's time to share that story. This is the cast to do that.
I was coming out the train station in California. I want to say it was Santa Monica and Hollywood. Like it was the Hollywood Boulevard stop right across the street from their main campus. It's really more like Los Feliz or whatever. And I came up and I see this young lady staying at the top of the stairs and she's smiling at me. I'm coming up the escalator. So, I start straightening my collar up and I'm like, let's do this. I get up. She's got a bunch of pamphlets in her hand and she's like,
of course,
definitely come over and get, what is that thing when they give you the 2 tin cans and they want you to like,
is it a stress test? Is that what they call it?
Some shit. They're still in my soul.
Yes, exactly.
She's like, you should come over and check it out and just, see what we're about and all this stuff. So I did what any, heterosexual male would do. I went over there. I followed her over bro, getting out of that place became quite the feat. I kept trying to leave and I kept getting blocked.
Trust me, I have hung out with many occultists because they were a hot chick. They're like, you want to get in the van? Sure thing. I remember when I was in high school, I joined student government for a hot chick.
I remember that. I remember that.
Everyone made fun of me. Everyone made fun of me. I was like, she's hot.
This is real inside baseball talk. What was the name of the hot saxophone girl from your school that everyone was like chasing around from like every high school? You know what I'm talking about.
You know who you're talking about.
Oh,
it's been so long, though. It has been so long.
I remember you guys kept describing this woman to me when and I was like, we went to go watch one of your recitals or whatever you drama geeks do. We came down to support you.
I get saxophone girl.
She was outside with her simpy nerdy boyfriend. Shout out to that guy, man, because I know he had to be able to throw hands. And I was like, wow, she is as beautiful as they said. And then I tried to like remove him from the scenario. I'm like, whatever, Chad. Trying to talk to your girlfriend.
and I'm saying that is the thing about women in band. They usually don't know how beautiful they are.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Yeah. And then they find
we digress. Kathy, to answer your question, yes, we will continue to stream on this and Twitch in the future. Today was an experiment to see if the numbers change on YouTube. It was a little thing. But don't worry, you continue to get us on multiple platforms. As usual, Fanboy Modeling School is always fit and equipped to come to where you are.
Yeah, what he's trying to say is we want to get that DT dub money, right? So we're trying to get those 1,000 views, and you can get 1,000 views on Twitch, but those don't really count for anything. You try to hit them up about that, like, hey, I got 1,000 views. Like, well, good for you.
I agree with Kathy. Kathy says I had to delete all my apps because I don't have the phone memory. I feel you. I can't have all these damn apps. And I figured everyone had YouTube.
Uh-huh.
Doesn't it come built into most phones?
Android phones.
Wait a minute. See, you're bragging about, you're like, look at my iPhone. Look, I'm an Apple guy. I'm a sellout. Look at me. You don't come with YouTube? Are you kidding me?
But see, those are the problems of the poor. So I just go to the App Store and I download YouTube, and I'm like, oh wow, that took up exactly 3 megabytes of 256 gigs.
But it should already come pre-built in. What's wrong with these people?
According to whom? That's an entirely different developer.
It's the most. Tell him. People in the comments, please tell him. I'm trying to tell him.
Listen. I was walking around the acreage today, all 8 acres, and I was thinking to myself, I'm like, man, I wonder what poor people would do with all this land. And then I was like, oh, they'll probably build some center or something to help other poor people. And then I threw my can into the back of my woods, kicked the gopher, and it was like, this is my land. And I
get off of the gopher. Well, I just want to remind you, those jokes are not well received nowadays because the poor are about to eat the rich, and if they think you have any money, they will put you on a barbecue.
Well, I didn't do this to myself. You did this to me on your 12-hour stream when you told everyone, "Oh, Steve's wealthy," and I was like, thanks."
If I did, I don't remember. I was taken by the power of St. Patrick. But that is neither here nor there.
Lady remembers James Roberts, like he started frothing at the mouth. He's like, "Oh, really? Are you wealthy, Steve? Do you consider yourself a member of Black Lives Matter?" And I'm like,
when are we gonna see that kid again? What's
I'm
up?
actually getting James on my show for interview.
Okay, let's see what he has to say.
It should be good.
But that's neither here nor there. We have spent a lot of time dicking around, but it's probably because it's a slow news cycle, and all of our fans just fell for it. Today on Fanboy Modeling School, The Boys Season 3 trailer is out, and we're going to be discussing it. For the next, I got to say, this is a story that was sparked by actually Steve, real name no gimmicks, as he sent me a possible story, and it broke my heart. I literally wept. He said, it was a little article that said, who will replace Johnny Depp in Pirates? And my heart is broken. If at the end of this, he is not, if the Pope doesn't make him a saint, I'm gonna lose my freaking mind, because this man has tolerated a lot.
He's definitely gonna get a sponsorship from TJ Maxx after this trial for sure. That's
whatever.
That suit is definitely from TJ Maxx.
Then Netflix and their ultimatum. Netflix had something to say to their staff, and I love it. And we're gonna talk about it. Also, Elon Musk puts his purchase on Twitter on hold. Is he really backing out, or is there more to the story? I think there's more to the story. We're going to analyze it. And, of course, we got to talk about Lord of the Rings fans. We're a fanboy site. We talk about fanboyism.
Right.
They're rabid. They're drooling at the mouth. They want blood. We got to talk about it.
Right. I got to make sure my door is barricaded, so none of these...
They're coming for us.
They're a violent bunch, man. They've replaced Star... Can we start with the Lord of the Rings thing? Because
let's get right into that.
They've replaced Star Wars as the most dysfunctional, disgruntled group of fans, or any fandom, in my opinion, man. And I would have never thought that a bunch of literature nerds would turn out to be this way. Like I remember the kids who read Lord of the Rings when I was in school, man. It's almost like reading the Iliad. It's not an easy read.
No, trust me. They're the same thing as D&D kids, and D&D kids used to be like silent about it and shit.
Yeah.
now I'm worried. I'm worried here's what I'm saying. If there's like a drug dealer, and then there's like a member of like the Korean Flying Dragons gang, and there's a Lord of the Rings fan, the person will most likely to stab me is the Lord of the Rings fan.
Absolutely, with a double-sided, authentic Elrond sword.
Yeah. With the right engraving written in Elven. As they scream something in Elven perfect pronunciation. Rex says you can't replace him.
DT says I sold my crypto before it went down. Good thing, DT. Let me borrow like $20, man. So what are they calling for blood for now? What about the trailer is upsetting them? What about the possible rollout? So
the beginning, it all started when they did and this is so weird. Who would think that this would happen? Not Netflix. It's Amazon Prime. That's bragging that they're like, we're making the most expensive television show ever.
Right.
It's Lord of the Rings. And everyone's like, yeah. Now, here's what I'm saying. I like Lord of the Rings. I don't go crazy for it. I'll watch it. Right? Trailer comes out. People couldn't decide what they hated more. Some people didn't like that there was a black elf. Some people didn't like that there was a black dwarf. Some people didn't like that the Queen of the Elves, who from the later movies, when she's younger, is a warrior. She's dressed in a knightly armor and has a sword.
Okay.
Yeah. They're like, how she wears gowns? She's not supposed to be a knight. Like, these people they couldn't decide what they hated. The Lord of the Rings tried to be like, let's save some face.
Right.
And what they did is they made a video, or should I say multiple videos, where they take diehard Lord of the Rings fans, and they're young and they're hip and they're TikTokers, and they sit around and they talk about it. The problem is they made this exact same video in different languages.
No.
And people translated them and discovered they were all reading from the same script that was just translated. So when somebody's like, yeah, I was a Lord of the Rings fan since I was 12, man, I love this stuff. It was all fake. It was a script. Everyone caught on. They're like, the German kids are saying the same thing. And like, we're flipping out. They're like, French kids are saying the same thing. This is crazy. They're really angry at them. They're losing their freaking mind. Lord of the Rings has to delete all these negative comments off of their Amazon, off of all the things. And so Amazon has decided what the hell were they thinking? To try to connect this with the original Lord of the Rings, Amazon, as a bookseller, has removed all the book jackets from the books, and they took promotional image, basically an advertisement for their new show with the new characters, and put them on the old books. So if you go to Amazon and you order The Two Towers, it's going to have new characters on the cover.
Oh, no.
These kids are losing their mind, man. They are going to burn this mother down.
If it wasn't for the fact that there's a shortage on asthma pumps, I would be terrified right now.
These people are idiots, period.
Yo, here's the thing, man. And so, okay, let's get into it, right? You're one for the race bending. And I was thinking about this position recently. We both grew up in Manhattan. You're Manhattan adjacent. You grew up in Manhattan. And I'm sure you've seen your Broadway plays and your off-Broadway plays, et cetera, et cetera. Most of the Greek tragedies, when you go see those plays, they're going to have a plethora of different people playing roles, right?
I've seen a black man play Adolf Hitler in a play before.
There you go. You can't say that on YouTube. You cannot. I'm trying to save your channel. You cannot say his name.
Oops.
But here's the thing, right? So I'm used to that. And when it comes to high theater and stuff like that, I don't know why. I think it only bothers me when they do it when it's like a virtual signaling type of thing. But when I saw the trailer and I saw the Black Elf and this is a minor character, it didn't bother me. Right, it didn't bother me at all. I'm just like, all right, so just expanding the acting chops, having different people come in, but it really bothered these people. And I mean, when I say these people, I'm talking about you people, you angry people in your forums and your Facebook pages and all that stuff.
Well, just let me hear me out here though. Are these people just angry fans? Or are these white supremacists or something?
That's always a hard one to call, right? I've been trying to figure this out since the Force Awakens, right? That was not the reaction I expected. Was this low level grumbling like there's a woman and a black guy?
Like a black stormtrooper. Black troopers can't be black, and why can't they be black?
The only black people in Star Wars sell Colt 45 on the weekend.
And they're basically space pimps, right? He was basically a space pimp.
Exactly. I don't know what I think some of them might just be shut-ins, and definitely they've been exposed to some views. I can send you a funny video about kids being indoctrinated by racist behavior. I sent it to Bex and Cincy, and it's a little kid who walks over to his neighbor's house who's of African descent with a whip. And he starts banging on the door.
Okay, whoa. You sent me that video? I didn't understand what was happening in it.
Yeah.
Like, why did he have a whip? What was he going to say when she opened the door and she was ready to give him hell? Right?
She literally said, little kid, if you don't get your ass off my...
Do you still have that link? Or maybe
I can put...
Oh, you know what? I think I have that link.
You want me to share it for you?
Yeah, will you share it?
Yeah, but to answer your question, man, so it's getting harder to tell, bud. I mean, I don't want to believe that everyone's a Nazi looming around the corner, but some of this stuff is very strange. Like, why are you so angry about this, man?
Right.
Let me see here. I'm gonna go to... Don't share my Instagram. It's a terrible place where I go to attack spiritualists.
Yo, bro, you're unhinged these days. You just like you go to people and like people are like check out these crystals, and you're like, crystals aren't real, you fool. You're going to hell.
No, I'm telling you, late night. You don't get to be a part of this because you go to sleep early. I go on the internet and I protect people. I go on the internet like Batman and I cruise the streets to make sure it's safe. They live in fear.
People who sell stones and stuff.
Stones,
astrology,
strange views, all types of stuff, man.
Let me know when you're ready to share this thing, man.
I think it should have audio. If not, I'm sorry.
Yeah, there is audio because I love the audio of her giving him hell. So here's a little kid. He has a whip. And what is he planning on doing?
Little boy, you better get your ass from off my porch beating on my door like this. I will call the police. You need to leave. Don't you ever beat on my goddamn door like that. Go. Okay.
And he had no stones. He had no stones left in him.
But here's the crazy thing: if you read the rest of the article, they go the homeowners they go to confront the parents of the child peaceably and wound up getting a gun pulled on them after a verbal altercation breaks out. I believe some shots were actually fired. So to answer your question, yes. Is there a potential that Star Wars fans and Lord of the Rings fans are just friggin' looming in the background, doing stuff like this all day because they don't like you want to switch the
yeah, got it.
The possibility of there being black elves. Yeah. You okay?
You know what it is? I just don't understand. I still don't understand what the kid was planning to accomplish. What happens when they answer the door? What if she was passive and she just said hello? What was he gonna do?
He was gonna whip her.
Like, why? What is going? What are you teaching these children? Oh my God!
Says, did y'all see the follow-up video where his dad's even worse? Yeah, public. That's what I'm talking about. Like he actually pulled a gun out on the parents. But yeah, so is there a chance that nerds are sitting around being indoctrinated by Nazi views? Yes, but here's the thing I don't understand. They love minorities in the roles that minorities are supposed to be in. Like they love Luke Cage, they love Blade. They just don't want no black people in Middle Earth. And who are we to judge them?
Here's what I'm saying. I want to sit each one of these kids down and be like, have you ever seen an elf? And I'm not talking about a Comic-Con. Have you ever seen an elf? How many elves have you seen in your life? How many? How do you know they're not black? How do you know?
Because they were made by Europeans.
For all we know. But if they're if the elves are crossing dimensions to get here, they have black people on the dimension probably. These people, these kids make no sense, man. They make no kind of sense.
Wait, let me see. Hold on for a second. Run that back. That was a little advanced for me. What are you saying?
Here's what I'm saying.
Okay.
The elves live on another world. Here's our world. Here's their world.
Right.
Who's to say this world doesn't
parallel universe world?
Yeah, a parallel. It could be another. I assume they're not taking the starship, so I assume it's a parallel. Middle Earth or whatever. How do we know there aren't black elves? I'm saying.
You got me, man.
There isn't an elven version of Africa? There must be.
Must there be?
Yeah, you're right. There could not be. But what I'm saying is these kids can't prove definitively that an elf isn't black.
And you hear that, children? The absence of proof means only the theoretical.
D-Lo says elf on the shelf. Public says, here we go with the dimensions. I'm just saying there could be a black elf. Public, are you saying you're pro elves only being white? D&D is still trying to dial back on the racism of the drow. Well, hello, RM. I don't think the drow aren't racist. You know the drow?
Yes, they are racist, but I'll let you go.
They're gray. They're gray or coal black skinned elves that live in the Underdark.
Yeah, the dark elves. They don't like people. They don't.
That's not racist. He's just
subterranean dwelling evil dark elf with a bad disposition about life, right? Nothing racist about it.
I'm saying they're badass. People want to play them, so I'm saying everyone's like, I want to be a dark elf. The nerdgasm is happening. But I'm just saying, all these white supremacists. I don't like to be quick to call people white supremacists. I'm saying all these people are so quick to flip out about the race of an elf or a dwarf.
Right.
And I'm just saying it is a fictional creature.
If it's a fictional character. Yeah, I don't listen. I'm here for the story, man. If they can make it make sense, and as long as it's not an original, like as long as it's not a main character that they rechanged,
right?
Yeah, I'm good.
Because these are new characters.
These are new characters. So what? But you know what? This is not. It's not just a race thing with the Lord of the Rings fans. The Shadow of Middle Earth and that game, they were highly upset. I mean, like vocal about how much they.
I love that game. What are you talking about?
I love Shadow of War. They just didn't like the. Excuse me. They didn't like the fact that it didn't follow strictly to the lore. They did something that you're not supposed to do. They said, okay, well, we got to make this story expand somehow so people have something to play for the next 8 hours or so.
Right.
So they added some stuff. They added to the lore, and people were very upset. In the second game, they go into the whole Nazgul situation, and people were not happy about that. What is the spider's name that lived under Mordor? Shiloh, whatever the spider's name was. They actually made that character more prominent, turned it into like a morpher where it morphs from a woman to a spider. And they were very upset about the whole thing. And this is just Lord of the Rings, man. But this is what happens with these fixed point stories. People don't want you to change anything. anything unless it's the last season of Game of Thrones. Then they want you to change everything.
Well, please refilm that. Hashtag refilm, remake season 8 of Game of Thrones.
Shelob, thank you, Matt. Thank you so much. Shout out to you, Matt. I enjoyed the collab video. That's the same guy, right? No, different guy. No.
Yes, no, that's Matt. That's Matt from our
Shout out to
collab.
you, Matt. Enjoy your videos. Enjoy your
guys. He's a content creator. He does amazing videos.
Follow him.
He's up on all the stuff. He even dropped we're going to talk about it soon, but The Boys season 3 trailer video is up on his channel. Please check him out.
Yeah. Now, but here's the thing, right? Okay, so let's assume the point, right? Let's go geeks and gamers here, right? I'm sure if they haven't made a video about this yet, then it's on its way. But do they have a point here? Is it not about race and it's just about the fact that they're running out of stories to tell and they're virtual signaling and putting stuff like, you think there's any validity to that argument still, where it's like they're just trying to force something down someone's throat? If they are, what are they trying to force down your throat exactly? And what is it about it that offends you?
Well, you know what they're trying to force down our throat. So the people who are changing it are trying to force diversity on us. And so it all comes down to street cred.
Right.
And what it is the people who are making the Lord of the Rings show have zero street cred. They appear as a corporation who's taking somebody's original artwork, novels, a series of novels in a fictional world,
right,
and just and prostituting it for profit.
Yes.
And so it might be organic if they had like a well-known fantasy writer being like, I have a passion for Lord of the Rings and I had an idea for a show. That might have worked differently. But it very much, like, for instance, the marketing of them changing the book jackets for the original Lord of the Rings trilogy and making them the book jackets that like show the artwork from the new stuff.
Sleazy stuff, man.
That's just corporate shenanigans, right?
Yes.
And I think that's what people are fighting against. I think that's what they're really more. Here's what it is. They're not angry about a black elf. It's not a black elf. That bothers you. It's that Bezos is smoking a cigar in a pile of money naked, saying yes, a black elf.
Shout out to Bezos, the liberal Dr. Doom. He's just in the background. He's the end game villain for this whole thing
because he's able to get away with what he gets away with stuff that Musk can't get away with, simply because he's a liberal.
See, if this was a poorly written anime, you would find out that Bezos is Musk's final form, right? And he was just
they're working together the whole time.
The crazy thing about, I'm looking forward to it. I'm gonna watch it. Obviously, we have an obligation to watch this stuff. Well, that's not true. I watched one episode of Halo and I was like, this is good, and never went back because I was like, I'm not.
So I actually liked the first episode of Halo, but the end of the episode I didn't care for. But I was like, whatever, I can get over it. And then the other episodes after just sucked.
Yeah, and it just kept going with that.
Stayed sucking. And it all has to do with the helmet. The moment he took the helmet off, the episode sucked, and then he continued to not wear a helmet.
Yeah.
And they try to make it like Star Wars and not Halo. It was weird, man.
It's very, very strange. We'll see what the future holds for Lord of the Rings.
In the chat, Lainey looks like she is a huge one of these Lord of the Rings people. She's pissed. She wants it put to an end. And she also hated Halo. Cincy Star says that's what happened with US Westworld season 2. Cincy Star, Westworld season 2 isn't even nearly as bad as season 3. Season 3 is just unwatchable garbage.
Space sex robots, as I like to call it.
I wish it was about sex robots. Then it would be interesting. They forgot to put in sex robots in season 3. It was pretty bad.
It's crazy to me that the first day, I'm telling you, this is why I'm calling all you alien people out, man. It's all about having sex with the aliens. And if the robots become sentient, that's what you're going to try to do next. You're trying to have sex with extraterrestrials, robots, and interdimensional demons. I know you.
I honestly think that it all comes down to it. As soon as people think of aliens, they always think the second or third thought is they're like, wow, how long did it take? First, it's like, how long did it take them to get to this planet? Can I have sex with one? You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing like in fiction when someone builds a robot or they build a new species or something.
Yeah.
In AI, they're like, can I have sex with the AI? And you're like, no. And they're like, then why would I want it?
I think Matt's going to like this, man. At one point, Dark Horse Comics tried to feed their pander to their most base fan group which is the AVP group, and they released the an image of a female Yautja, which is a female predator, and that is the only creature that has never been sexualized. I think nasty, nerdy little fanboys around the world, which is like,
How did she look?
bro.
How did she look?
They tried. They really tried it, man.
I
They
mean,
really-
did she look smashable?
But what are you trying to get me to admit to? The thing's face opens up. You go look up the picture. You tell
Is okay.
sick bastard.
But you realize that me writing female predator is just going to lead to some sick shit. Right?
You got to pronounce.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. the
I
first
have
thing that
faith
comes
in
up.
the internet again. It is actually showing me predators with
Quick,
boobs.
everyone, report this channel.
Okay.
You sick bastard.
Yeah, I'd smash. She kept a helmet on. But that is neither here nor there. The lady says no, she wasn't smashable. It looks like a predator. Yeah, it's a predator with boobs. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, they really tried to make this like a sex like. Okay, there were a few posters. You know, you go to your local comic book store, and it's those unobtainable posters that the geeky fat clerk has put up, and he's not going to sell. And I
Yes,
remember
he
walking
has no
in-
copies to sell. He's just like,
Yeah.
I'm just showing off.
Yeah, he's got them all at home, and he's bathing with them. I walked in, and I remember seeing it. And I was just like, huh, I'm like, this is strange. Like, who's sexualizing the predator, man? But it's the same thing.
I mean, is there something we shouldn't sexualize other than like kids?
Goats, horses.
Well, no,
Pigs.
random animals. No, I meant like in terms of like fan culture.
I would say there's no need for the little ponies to be sexualized, right? You're taking it a bit too far there.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't hit that. None of those ponies would get it. I mean, but, like,
All the characters from Shrek, maybe leave
Shrek?
them alone.
Shrek already sexualized itself. It made by the end of the movie a female Shrek.
What do you mean made? She was born that way.
Wait, wasn't it magic that turned her into a female Shrek?
Oh, it was magic that turned her into a human.
Okay, either way, they presented. If anyone is wondering if they could bang a Shrek, the answer is now here by the end of the first hour and a half. So
I'm
they
pretty
did
sure I
that.
know how
That wasn't on my mind before they introduced that.
Puss in Boots. No need to sexualize Puss in Boots, right?
No, but there are sexy female cats in his movies.
What did you just say out loud?
I'm saying, you know what I mean. You know what I mean. I'm not saying that I would get with the cat, but the cat is sexy. You got people in the comment section, defend me.
Come to my aid.
Bronies unite. She was cursed. She was born human. Yes, I agree. Yeah, I think she was a human, and the answer to their problem was to get her.
No. Go back and watch again. She was
It's been a while.
she was a Shrek, and they used the spell to make her human, make her more human looking. It's Ariel from the Little Mermaid.
Well, what do you mean? She's already all mermaids are already sexualized. They wear seashell bikinis. Bro.
Sebastian from the Little Mermaid.
I'm sure there are women who want to be with him, and I'm sure. I bet if we watch the show,
Right.
not that I'm an expert, I'm sure there's got to be like a female Sebastian out there.
Mrs. Teapot.
Oh yeah, when she was a young teapot, I would totally.
Sick bastard.
We can do this all night. We can. You just keep naming characters. We can do this all night.
I almost said one that would have definitely gotten in trouble. I think anything on Nickelodeon should not be sexualized.
Yeah, I mean SpongeBob. Has there ever been a female SpongeBob? I don't think so. I can't imagine that.
Even though
good.
there was a clear message about Ren and Stimpy. I don't know if you remember that.
I mean, I don't.
You remember Ren and Stimpy?
I do. Yak shaving day, my favorite. but what was the message? What are you talking about?
Well, they were intimate with each other.
What?
Yeah, there's a couple of episodes that imply that heavily.
Yo, don't you push the LBGT agenda on something as innocent as Ren and Stimpy?
There's nothing innocent about that show.
There's nothing innocent about it.
There's nothing innocent. What are you pouring over there, man? What are you sipping
Something
on?
that's pouring all over me. There's no reason to bring attention to it. But the point is that Berlin says Ren and Stimpy has a lot of sexual stuff in it. Lainey says innocence. I know they showed their butts a lot, like all this stuff, but I don't know. Oh, in fact, since he says in fact, in Space Jam, Bugs got hard the first time he saw Lola. I gotta re-see you're saying the first, not the new one, not the sucky one, but the original one, right?
Not the sexy one, but the
sucky one. The new one sucked. Space Jam. Would you agree? When did you see it or what?
No, I'm not watching that stuff, man.
Yeah, it was garbage.
LeBron James and his fake hairline. Bex says Ren and Stimpy were definitely in a relationship. Thank you, Bex.
Wait, you're telling me they're not heterosexual bachelors hanging out?
It's like Bert and Ernie. What were they doing?
Yeah, Bert and Ernie definitely.
You know, what was
even when I was a kid, I saw that.
What was Oscar doing in that garbage can all day long? It's questions, man.
Okay. Ren and Stimpy were definitely in a relationship, says Bex. Berlin says chill, Bex. He says they're sweet mantis. I guess I gotta rewatch Ren and Stimpy now. Great, I have homework. I have like sexy talk.
Let's talk more about your infatuation with the sexy cat from Puss in Boots. So, how long would you say you found?
I'm saying there were female cats in his movies, and they're sexy. I'm not saying. I'm saying something can be sexy even if you don't want to get with it, right?
No.
I don't know why you keep your end. But we should move on to our next topic, which is
the little boots.
No Puss in Boots stuff. Really, we should talk about what's going on with gamers hating on.
Right. Okay. I'm back. Go for
the toxic world. So remember, Kieran Frost, and so she, of course, got famous by being the G4 person who had a breakdown on a live stream and started yelling at her own audience, telling them they were all sexist jerks.
Yeah, telling all of you guys, right? Talking to you, Mantis, you're all sexist for expecting hot female characters in your games.
Right. Now, homegirl says, what did she have to say? She now blames the gaming community for the tragedy that happened in Buffalo.
Ooh, I see we're leaving levity behind and we're just we're heading straight into it.
This is the age we live in, though, right? This is right. People took a hard left or right at a certain time ages ago.
Yeah.
There's no logic. And so now she's saying because people were cool with what she calls joke bros.
Joke bros.
She's like, you guys were cool, gamers were cool with joke bros hanging out. Everything's just a joke to you. But what you did is you let in hate mongers and fools, and now this is what happens. #Buffalo.
You know what the problem with this world fundamentally is, Mantis? Enough people don't get into fist fights.
Right. A lot. Here's what you're saying. A lot of people haven't felt the ramifications of the stupid things they say and insensitive shit they're saying.
Yeah, because that quite possibly is one of the worst takes I've ever heard in my entire life. I don't, but go ahead. Let me, do you have any more insights? Maybe she unpacked it a little bit more. Can you provide me a little bit more context?
I'm looking on her Twitter right now. And
because if she's saying that joke bros are the reason that this young man went into this supermarket and started letting off, then she's completely going against his manifesto. Because
right. I think here's what it is. The reason why this all started with the whole claiming gamers, all this gamer stuff, is because he was streaming on Twitch when he did it.
Yeah.
And so he had 22 people in the room. But also he was part of a Discord of people who were would brag about killing cats and stuff.
Really?
Yeah, it was like a psycho
Discord that took Dr. Disrespect's page down, but are you telling me they left a page up with people talking about killing cats?
So Dr. Disrespect and the Quarter Ring were both thrown off of Discord, but here's the thing. People reported them, and they weren't people part of their Discord. They were haters that were just went into their Discord and was like, I don't like this, hate speech kind of thing.
Real quick, I just want everyone to remember it's almost been 3 years since Dr. Disrespect got unceremoniously removed from Twitch. All the false accusations, all the false reports. He has not done a day in jail, so now we know it has nothing to do with any sexual allegations. here at Fanboy Modeling School, we still want to know why Dr. Disrespect isn't on Twitch. I know he's pursuing some type of legal ramification, a suit against Twitch, but I still always like to point out the fact that look at a man who got kicked off the Discord, lost most of his major sponsors. He got a few of them back though. And this kid is hanging out in the Discord with people who are sexually attracted to cats and want to kill them.
Yes, and actually they used to post pictures of killing cats in his Discord. This is where he posted that he was going to do what he did. And that's how we got 22 people in his Twitch stream at the time that it happened. This is the type of people that he was chilling with.
Yeah.
And it's so funny that people like Dr. Disrespect and like the Quartering who like they have unsavory jokes, but I really don't think they cross the line that like they don't really like.
You can't even put those two in the same like
spectrum.
They're like totally different. But yeah, I mean the Quartering shouldn't be allowed in polite society. You know, he's that cousin.
He's so tame though. He says disrespectful things, but he's never like a beast about it.
No, I mean, he's like the male version of YouTuber X. That's what his rollout sounds exactly like hers. It's like, it's me from the coin.
Right. So she says, I wish communities would recognize that their spaces have been infiltrated, manipulated, and hijacked by nefarious groups via meme propaganda, joke bros, until hatred becomes normalized, then becomes radicalized, then becomes a hate crime. #Buffalo.
Wow.
So the question is what is going on in the gamer world? Why do we have gamer journos, as she is, attacking the communities of gamers? And how do you dare claim that Buffalo had anything to do with him being a gamer? It's clear the guy was a psycho.
Right.
He drove like 5 hours to do it.
Mm-hmm.
You could kill people anyway. It's our joke.
10 people down though. That's the crazy thing, man. And I gotta go back and reread the account of it, but apparently he sat across the street with someone who talked to him for a little while too. We were gonna talk about this. Dope Dynamics won't be on this Wednesday, but you know, the conservative Black PR team is out in full force. Candace Owens, Brendan Tatum, and all those guys. And I don't know. I'm still trying to see the connection between the gamer community, because I wouldn't say that this community has been infiltrated. They exist within their own pocket, right? But I guess if you play COD, you could also make the case that there are a bunch of racists running around in the lobbies of COD. Like,
right, yo, if you play COD, you're gonna hear N bombs dropped by white dudes in the Midwest.
Oh, you play COD with DT Dub, you're gonna hear the N-word at least 9 times before you roll out. He might call you the N-word.
It's just like,
but for context, you should know that DT Dub is black.
He thinks it's corny that you watch Dr. Disrespect. Matt Gadd says, tell him, Frost.
Who thinks it's corny? DT Dub. He is the precursor.
Is corny.
He's the precursor to your entire community, man. Shout out to him for his business acumen. DT Dub says COD, no Rainbow Six. You know what? I don't know, man. Frost is one of those people that should probably be stripped of internet privileges for a while, right? You think like if I owned the company that she was an analyst or a commentator on, I would probably say, you're not allowed to tweet anytime between 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. We found that in the metrics, these are the most active times for your viewers. So you can tweet anytime after that on your personal account, nothing on the company account.
I think that this is evidence of how they get down with this is just evidence of how they get down. Oh, brother. Sorry about that. Yeah, so anyway, this is evidence of how certain streamers use negativity to get ahead. And I think that she is one of those people who focus on the negative.
Okay.
Or like there's something to, there's something that could be said about the YouTuber or the content creator who's yelling every stream that they do or every video that they stream. Right. Like, I think I told you that there was that guy from RK Outpost. He's constantly has an irritated, angry voice. And he's doing articles about all the things he hates, not the things he loves.
Right.
You know?
I mean, but here's the thing, man. there's a time and a place for everything, right? And right now would not have been the time to make this comment, because well, let me ask you this: how are people receiving the comment? That's what we haven't gotten to yet. Anyone retweeting it? Any outrage? Anyone threatening to go find Frost? And
Well, I hope that's not that. So 1,402 likes against 1,119 comments.
Ooh.
And 447 retweets. So on Twitter, I find it really hard to determine if you're ratioed. On YouTube, it's easy. There's a like and a dislike thing, right?
Yeah, didn't they get rid of the down? Like, not didn't get rid of it, but they don't show the count anymore.
They don't show it to you, other than only the creator gets to see it. However, there are apparently other sites that will track that for you.
Oh, isn't it amazing, man? Like, you remember when YouTuber X got downvoted for the bad take on Pedro Pascal?
On Pedro Pascal and Star Wars. That was a rough time to be a fan of hers. It was so embarrassing. It was like people were like, "Well, why do you explain your girl?" And I look to the floor. I'm
like, there's no explanation. I'm telling you right now, this is probably one of the worst takes ever, but I'm trying to search my mind and be serious about it and see if there's anything to it, because yes, there are toxic, quote unquote, people that make their way into the community. They find other toxic community people in that community, and they link up and they start their own little community. But this to me smells more like good old fashioned hate crime, old school stuff. I'm not entirely sure that this had anything to do with new age indoctrination through video games or jokes.
The guy wrote, I was wondering if I misheard the number, a 500-page manifesto.
I don't know if it was 500 pages, but I know he said he was indoctrinated and radicalized because of 4chan.
Yeah, and then it was supposedly massive, but when I heard the gift points, I was like, 500. That's a lot of page. That's a lot of crazy to go on one book.
What was he talking about? I'd run out of stuff to write after my first paragraph. Like,
so he's all about the great replacement. Great replacement.
Oh, that's right.
They believe that there's like a conspiracy to replace the white man in every aspect, and so that's like women, minorities, whatever, are replacing them. So I think he's just nuts. He wrote an essay about shooting up his school at school.
Nice.
And they did an check this out. They did evaluation of him, cleared him, and sent him home. He basically had to talk to a therapist because he wrote in an essay, "I'm going to shoot up my school." World we live in, right? You know what I'm saying? Like,
I want to go back to the great replacement thing, man. Isn't it great that you have people that believe in that, but those are the same people that would deny a revisionist history of slavery? They're like, no such thing. Now, let me tell you what's really happening.
Right. Courtney says, have you talked about Amber Heard yet? We could talk about her again if you have more information for us. So the dislike, wait, hold on, Berlin. The dislike is still there. The dislike button is there. You're allowed to click it. Mm-hmm. It just doesn't show people how many dislikes are going on.
They don't want to hurt anyone's feelings, Berlin. They don't want to hurt anyone's. They want to make sure you see it when you're by yourself in YouTube Studio. And you're like, oh my god, they really hate me.
Matt says Frost is not here to be easy on the eyes for you.
Right.
It's just something she said in an original Matt. He also says, I thought I was angry, but RK is very angry. Yes, RK from RK Outpost is angry every video. That's what he sells. And that might be what Frost is selling, right?
I mean, but the numbers are still working, right? The outrage keeps people coming back. Is there, what's she going to say next? What she's going to do next? I told you the last time I saw them live on Twitch, there was 14,000 people in the stream, bro. They were right under Shroud, I think, that night. It might have been Shroud was number one that night, and then they were directly underneath. I'd have to go back and check. So
are you saying that I should become an angry poster?
You are an angry poster. You're the worst thing on the internet, man. You're a man with a microphone, bro. You got a microphone saying stuff, believing things.
Should I start my new reviews and I'll be like, and another thing about Doctor Strange, and I'll start going with fist out.
I think you should do more videos like the Hallelujah video you did on TikTok. That's where the fame is for you, the creepy worship leader.
Oh, I'm willing to sell out.
And any day now.
Any day, anyone
now.
Services, whatever philosophy or whatever you want me to peddle, I will work.
Fanboy will sell it. We'll promote it on here. What are the number one sponsors on YouTube? We'll promote that shit. Raid Shadow Legends.
Raid Shadow Legends. Right? What is the one with what's the one where you get to become a lord or a lady? Established titles.
Yes.
Meta PCs.
Yeah.
Also, Kurosawa knives.
Yeah.
Cutting knives.
I'm telling you, I'd promote all of it, man. I would totally do a video with Frost as well.
And NordVPN, of course.
NordVPN, the preferred VPN of your boy Steve from the Hold Up TV. Right now, protecting me from all the weirdos. Yeah, the frosting is a strange thing, man. What happened?
Oh, yo, look at Courtney's comment. Click on that. Courtney says WB planned an emergency meeting to remove Amber Heard completely since her cross-examination began.
Justice is real. Justice is real.
So am I the only one that gets like a sick joy and thinking like sometime next year she's gonna be a bag woman in the streets, like begging for change?
No, only if Meg Stallion is right next to her, then it would be perfect.
Yo, you have unnecessary hatred for Megan Thee Stallion. She's not that bad. She's not even bad.
I didn't say she was that bad. I'm just saying if she's lying, she should be right next to Amber Heard.
She does not deserve to be a homeless woman. Amber Heard deserves like homelessness times 3, whatever that looks like.
I'm telling you, they go to the same fraternity. You're blind to it.
I want her to be like a toothless bag woman with like boils on her skin.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like she's cursed by a gypsy queen or something.
And then you should pull up right next to her and just be like, hey, I got about $20 and a sandwich here and some water. Would you like these things? When you hand it to her, each one of those items should be the exact opposite thing. So it should be a sandwich full of poo.
Yeah, of course. Of course. I knew there'd be poo in the sandwich.
Instead of actual water, it's Poland Springs water. Matt says whenever Megan Thee Stallion is...
whenever Megan Thee Stallion, Cara Delevingne will be right behind her. Yeah, absolutely. Exactly. BT Dubs says, "Did we delete his message about Social Blade? I may not have seen it."
No, I did not see your message about Social Blade. Type it again, Berlin. What you saying?
Meg is RM says Meg is not lying. She got shot in the foot.
Yeah, we'll see.
You are obsessed with this, bro.
I'm not upset. I'm what? The truth? I'm waiting
you
to see
want to talk about why you hate Megan Thee Stallion so much? Maybe it's time that here on Fanboy Modeling School, we just confront what's going on here.
See, these are your liberal sensibilities coming up again. I actually don't hate Meg personally. I don't like her music. I think the music is trash. I just find it interesting that everyone is saying that this has happened and we're just waiting to see what happens. I want to see what happens. If Tory Lanez shot her in the foot, I want Tory Lanez to go to prison. I want him to be buried under the prison. But if he didn't, this is going to be one of the most comical rollbacks ever. Because I
think it did happen. I mean, like, I don't see why it wouldn't have happened.
Well, I mean, okay, there's a few other things that you think that probably...
We're gonna talk about aliens again, right? It's always about aliens and dimensions.
I'm not here for aliens, man. Whatever you believe about the gray people is up to you. I find it interesting though that the entire community of hip hop has turned on her. That's where I find hilarious.
Public says, what the F is he saying about Meg? He is so obsessed.
It's not me. It's not just me. It's DJ Academics, Joe Budden, black people.
Matt says he's right. MTS, Megan Thee Stallion music is terrible. I wouldn't say terrible. She's not a mumble rapper or anything.
What?
I can hear her lyrics fine, very clear. She rhymes. She A for rhyming, right?
Yeah, I mean, well, in that case, then Dr. Seuss is one of the greatest MCs to ever exist, right?
He is. Gotta get off Dr. Seuss's ass, man.
No, but if you get a chance, go watch DJ Academics review of the thing. It always brings a smile to my face because it's not me. It's the streets. It's the streets. The streets.
Real quick. Did you actually listen to DJ Academics off the record on Green Room when we were on it?
Yeah, I did. I popped in a few times.
I popped in a couple of times. Did you like it?
I mean, so okay. This is your platform. You really want me to get into this?
It doesn't have to be super elaborate, but just wondering what your baseline thoughts are.
Academics, for me, since the Complex days, he is one of those people I listen to get information from. I wouldn't necessarily say I am a fan of everything that he does or says.
Right.
And I'll leave it at that. You know,
yeah, he's not the hip hop artist that when I saw in Green Room, I jump and be like, oh, I gotta get in that room.
He's not a hip hop artist.
Yeah, no, I mean, he's
a hip hop commentator, which is where people get upset with him, right? He's proxy to hip hop. He's a DJ. He used to be a DJ for sure. I don't know if he still DJs, but he's a hip hop commentator. And he's become wildly popular, and he's had some really good takes over the years. He's had some controversial ones, obviously the beef with him and Nicki Minaj, and he has no problem. This is why the one thing that I always tell
real
people,
quick, you don't consider DJs artists,
bro. DJ Academics is not a hip hop artist. He's not. He's not.
So you're saying all DJs or just him?
No, he's not a hip hop artist. He's not.
You're saying he's a click the button DJ. Is what you're saying?
No. DJ Academics is not a hip hop artist. Now, unless we're missing each other right now.
I'm asking about the phrase DJing. Can you please answer the question?
Wait,
DJing in hip hop.
Do you not understand what a hip hop artist is?
Yeah, yo, I'm saying, what are you not understanding? I'm asking, do you believe there's artistry in being a DJ?
He doesn't DJ anymore,
but he did,
bro. He's not a hip hop artist.
Okay.
He's a hip hop commentator.
It's pulling teeth with this guy. All he's focused on is Megan Thee Stallion.
Wait. When you're asking, do I think he a hip hop artist? That's why I'm trying to be very specific.
I was specifically asking about your thoughts on DJing and whether it's artistry or not.
So if you're actively DJing and you are a DJ, yeah, that's artistry. That doesn't make you a hip hop artist, though.
Okay, so what do you consider a hip hop artist to be?
Like an actual person that's doing hip hop, that would be reserved for the MC, the producer, and the highest level of DJs, not the guy that DJs at the barbecue.
Okay, yeah, that's what I'm saying. You consider him a click the button.
No, he can spin. He can actually spin, but does that make him an artist that he can do it? What's the difference between beat juggling and beat matching? One requires a great deal of skill. One is an entry level skill. But because
I was just trying to gauge your thoughts on it.
Like, because you can beat match, does that make you an artist?
Depends on how well you do it.
No, it doesn't. It's the
this motherfucker.
Talk to any DJ. I'm not setting a subjective standard. It only takes about 3 weeks to learn how to match a beat. That doesn't make you like a real DJ. You know what I'm saying? Like, just makes you someone that finally can count a BPM.
Okay, we do need to move on, but I would say, if someone is the greatest beat matcher ever, then that's artistry.
Wait, do you understand what beat matching is?
Yes, but I'm saying, like,
I don't think you do.
So yeah, I'll give you an example. It's like,
I don't think you do,
because then we have to go into what is a discipline, what is a skill. That's a different episode. We'll have a different argument for that.
No. We got time for this. I want this on the record. What do you think?
So I will give you an example.
Okay.
A woman is a house cleaner.
Uh-huh.
Most of our house cleaners, just by that definition, are not artists. If there is a woman who brings it to the next fucking level, like, you literally look over and your toilet bowl is shining like shit, and she's only been in there 60 seconds or something, you're like, what the? There are times where you're like, this lady's good. She's an artist. She's an artist. Am I wrong?
Right.
So I'm just saying, any stupid skill that is brought to like at ultimate level,
right,
is
right. No. I'm sorry,
You're not going to give that to me. You're not going to give that to me.
No, listen. If you work at Burger King, McDonald's, Wendy's, or any of those places, and you're that person that can actually get the food to me while the fries are still hot and the burger, no, you're not an artist. You're just the best at what you do there.
Oh my God. Matt wants you to explain beat matching, bro.
So beat matching, it depends on which genre of music, is when you're rolling in a record and it's perfectly synced up with the other record. So depending on what the beat per minute is, then you beat match that. So when you blend it, the other person, the other record is gliding out and you're gliding in, and no one can tell the difference.
And
Go ahead.
So, for instance, on my, you know how I've recently abandoned soundtracks on my YouTube videos, but that's what I used to do. And however, Movavi gives you the sound wave. So the beats are right there. So I know like how to make a song blend with the other.
Now we
can just link it.
Right. Okay. I should have seen this coming. Somehow this was going to tie back to you. So
I don't think I'm an artist of it. I'm a charlatan.
I'm sorry, Mantis. I'm sorry. You are an artist. You are the best beat matcher in the world. You deserve.
I'm not. I'm saying the program basically does it for you because it's just the beats are.
That was insensitive of me. I should have realized how much.
You have one song fading out and the other one fading in, and you see where the beats are and you align them so they sound like they fade directly into each other, like they're one long song.
No, you're a master. You're a genius, man.
There's got to be people better than me, and they're artists.
No, you're an artist. We want you to feel validated and verified.
Well, Public says instead of answering the question, he starts to stereotype women.
Public is talking about you.
I know.
Well, listen. I digress. Mantis, in regards to editing and beat matching in your editing with the sound waves, you are an artist, and we appreciate everything you do.
The condescension is real. and so, Public, I'm not saying that all women are housekeepers, but the best ones are housekeepers. That's all I'm saying. Nothing sexist.
No, I thought we were gonna get through this episode without any moment like this. I was like, we're doing pretty good. We're 1 hour changing. I would say Academics is one of the best commentators on hip hop. He's one of the best podcast personalities that hip hop has to offer. So it's got to be Joe. I don't know. Cincy, you tap in. It's got to be Joe Budden. It's got to be Academics, and it's got to be. I'm not sure who comes at that. Rory and Mel. I'm not sure. But I would definitely say that Academics is up there, and he has single-handedly led the campaign. Not single-handedly, him and Joe. Getting back to the Meg thing, the streets. I can't explain it the way I want to on Mantis's platform. Go watch any of their videos on the situation, and they're street commentators. They're commentating on the street view of this thing. The only other person I've seen get that much smoke for a situation was Tekashi 6ix9ine, and Meg is getting tore up right now. So
yeah,
you need to get up there and upvote her.
She is not Tekashi 6ix9ine. Tekashi 6ix9ine is a goddamn menace to society.
Tekashi 6ix9ine is popping off right now. His career is looking.
I know, but because you know what it is, because these kids have lost their connection to the streets.
Right.
They're glorifying a narc.
See, and that's why people are having a hard time with Meg. I'm not saying I am. They're saying that she shouldn't have called the cops.
Okay, so here's the deal. He did call the cops on her friend who she was originally covering from. She did end up narking on one particular interpersonal problem. Tekashi 6ix9ine gave up his entire fucking crew and literally said, I didn't want to be a gangster. They made me. He said, as soon as I got into the music industry, they said if I wasn't being a gangster, I couldn't be promoted. He gave up the entire fucking block.
Yeah.
They are not the same thing.
Well, yeah, she called the cops. I'm telling you the street rules. What do you want me to do? I didn't make these rules. What do you want me to do?
Are we ever going to get to the boys?
Let's get to the boys, man. Let's get to the boys. She called the cops.
Facts, Mantis.
Cincy, you know she working with the people. These people, they don't understand the streets like we do, Cincy. We got to give them a pass.
Are you done? I'm not saying how do I not know the streets. We'll get back to this. How do I not know the fucking streets, motherfucker? We grew up in the same streets.
So, boys trailer.
The boys
trailer
is finally out.
Yes.
And I gotta say that I didn't actually like the original, like the last trailer they put out, but it was clearly a teaser. This was a great trailer.
Amazing Soldier Boy, everything. All right, we can't play it because you'll get copyright hit, I believe, because of the music in there. What's your impressions of Soldier Boy?
So he's definitely going to be different from the comic Soldier Boy, but I'm glad because sometimes the comic gets too comical and too like stupid,
Right.
and so they are definitely going in a different direction. And I'm glad. And there's certain storylines I don't want to see Soldier Boy go through.
Right.
So because in this one they're having Soldier Boy actually be the Soldier Boy Captain America parody from World War II, and in the comics, the Soldier Boy they end up getting on their team is the third Soldier Boy, and he's pathetic loser.
Yeah,
he used to be their version of Bucky, and then he graduated into the position, but he's a total loser. He pisses in his pants in combat and all this garbage. That is not what I saw in this trailer. This is like the real deal.
It's funny.
It's
funny. There was there's one point in the scene in the trailer where Soldier Boy is like smashing someone's chest in or their face or their head with a shield, and it gave me friggin' Captain Falcon and Winter Soldier vibes when your favorite character finally went apeshit and killed. What were your words you used? Killed the terrorists to preserve freedom.
Yes. When U.S. agent rightfully and lawfully ended a terrorist's life who killed his partner. That is a valid kill. God bless America. Matt says, well, how do you feel about the boys not having powers? Well, they're going to get the powers in this.
Yeah, now they're giving them the serum.
They're going to start juicing, so they can. It's going to be interesting. To be honest, I'm gonna be real. The original comic, I read all of it, and it was like a hoot, and it was funny, it was cute. It's not sophisticated in any way, and the show brings sophistication to it. I think they've upped the story by the changes they've done.
Trailer looks amazing. There's one thing though, man. To answer Matt's question, Matt, I did read it. I enjoyed it. I wish I didn't, so I can enjoy this ride a little bit more. Because once you read the comics, you know how this whole thing concludes. It seems like they're still on the same trajectory. I just don't know how they're going to land it at this point. But here's one thing I need to know. One of the critiques of the show from Thou That Shall Not Be Named is sometimes that it's unnecessarily violent. Do you think The Boys is unnecessarily violent? And do you think that they have strayed away from that from this season 3 trailer? Because I don't think it's unnecessarily violent. I think that this trailer shows that it's going to get more violent.
I see people exploding. Like the Scarlet Witch parody character, she freaking just disintegrates 2 people. Yeah. Homelander drops someone out of the sky before he lands.
Yeah.
I freaking love that. Yeah, no, absolutely. Matt says that was a valid kill, man. To see, he agrees with me. U.S. agent killing that dude in France was like
beat matching is an art, and killing terrorists is totally permissible.
Here's what I'm saying. Since All of the Boys is a deconstruction of comic books, and it makes fun of things we didn't think would happen with superheroes, but logically would. Like, for instance, they become celebrities, they star in their own movies. People are all about them. All sorts of stuff like that. They have agents. They have agencies they work for.
They used to be sleeper agents for the SS.
Yes, that's commentary on just how America does business. Because at the end of World War II, we gave passage to a ton of Nazis, right?
Yeah.
But I would say that all the commentary they're making, particularly the violent levels, I think it's a fair comment because there's a lot of stuff in normal comic books that don't make sense. Like someone will have like level 10 superhuman strength and they'll punch a normal human and the human will survive. And I was like, well, if the Hulk can punch through a train, wouldn't someone disintegrate under the...
You weren't reading the other little yellow bubble above his internal dialogue bubble, which says if that Hulk was practicing restraint. That you don't know how to read.
That's what I'm saying. And if we were to do realistic humans with real emotions, wouldn't there be days that superheroes, and if you really read comic books, there are just days that people just don't give a fuck. They're having a bad day and they're like, fuck it, I'm not going to hold back. And they would just murder people left and right.
I don't know. I don't know if they'd still be heroes, but I could definitely see a lot of Image comic book characters doing that.
Wait, hold on, Steve. Okay. You've had a rough day. All your loved ones, people who are in your life, are arguing with you. They're giving pushback on everything.
Wait, am I a street level hero?
Yeah, why not? You street level hero. Normally, you're a saint. You're a saint. You go on patrol, and a group of punks pull out a fucking switchblade on you.
Right.
Wouldn't you be like, just this once, I'm gonna tear into them? and you get to like punch them blocks away,
Uh-huh.
punch a dude's head right off,
Right.
crush a man. You wouldn't do it.
I feel like you've thought about this a lot.
all day, every day. That's why
You
we
walk
talk
in
about
Dunkin'
some
Donuts. It's like, there's a group of kids over there listening to hip hop. I could just kill them all.
Look at these hoodies on my corner.
You know what's crazy about what was great about watching this trailer, man, is it has been almost 2 years, I believe, since we got the last season, and I love the fact that they have Homelander on a media press tour explaining that he was in love with the wrong woman, which is just, I think that actor, man, I think he was in the show Banshee before this. I think he does a great Homelander. I know a lot of people had slack because they thought physically he wasn't. He looks a lot different when he's outside of that big styrofoam suit. He looks like a dying man.
So, you, by the way, should we talk? Maybe we should talk about it. You know what happened to him over during the pandemic?
Oh God, you're gonna make me feel bad about everything I just said.
No.
Oh, okay, good.
Yo, he apparently he was like in Italy.
Mm-hmm.
And something went wrong with his food, and he was drunk at a restaurant. And I don't claim to know all the details, but he went to the back of the kitchen and he fucked the cook up.
He beat the cook up?
Beat the shit out of the cook. Yo.
See, that's what we need in hip hop, man. Instead of people calling the cops, we need people going in the back beating the cook up.
Yo, I mean, it was total, and that's the thing. Like Anthony Starr, you're like, he must be a nice guy. He's great. He just pretends to be a psycho. He might have some inner psycho shit going on.
Well, see, why are we hating on the kid from The Flash, man? How do we know
Hello, Rogue
those old people weren't harassing him?
Ezra Miller.
Yeah,
Ezra Miller's like, this little girl had it coming. He flips her on her neck. I can't wait till he's officially fired. I can't wait till some another bad take from YouTuber X claiming no, Warner Brothers is going to keep working with him.
No,
Warner Brothers makes a million mistakes. Maybe they might do it.
Yeah,
they'd be fucking idiots if they did. Ezra Miller needs to be out.
I'm telling you that
3 strikes since that time.
I'm telling you, they are trying to sink the company. There's something on the back end. I want to acknowledge what Matt said. Do either one of us think there could be more sex in the show? I'm not sure they could fit any more sex in the show, but I tell you this much: they can't do the stuff they did in the comics. Remember that first season when what's her name? Starlight? What's that character's name again?
Starlight.
Starlight. That's not how that went down in the comics.
So
you can't even talk about it. You know what happened in the comics.
No, I know what's going to happen. Actually, this is going to. Courtney's actually said, do you think there's going to be a relationship with Homelander? And here's why I hope there isn't. And this isn't an anti-LGBT thing or anything like that.
Wait, relationship with who?
So, in the comics, what's his face? Homelander and Soldier Boy have they're F buddies, right?
Yeah.
The reason why that is, I don't think that should happen, is that in the original comic, the sex deviant, truly perverted person was Homelander.
Yeah.
And so in this version, in order to make him a reasonable, he already has too many issues, to not have him have every horrible issue, they took being a pervert dude or being a sex predator dude, and they put that in the Aqua guy. What's his name?
Oh yeah.
The sea dude or whatever.
Yeah.
And that's the scene you're talking about, that whole thing. So he's the one who will do anything for sex. The Homelander in our show is not someone who will do anything for sex.
He had the scene with the shapeshifter.
But remember, his scene with the shapeshifter had to do with his psychology of who he wanted the shapeshifter to transform into.
Thank you, man.
It was deeper shit. And so I'm hoping that they don't have him do that with Homelander, because it will ruin the Homelander they've created for us.
So here's the thing: I don't want to give away too much of the comics, but a lot of the weird stuff that Homelander did, we know that wasn't, like the baby eating.
Yes,
wasn't,
yeah.
I'm not gonna give it away, bro.
right. You don't have to.
Yeah. So. You think they'll do that? You think they're gonna have the baby?
There's a bunch of things I'm hoping they really don't do. As a matter of fact, the true identity there's a bunch of stuff in the comic. Like I said, the comics go too far. The characters are one-dimensional and comical, and I think that the show ends up taking a story that is very flawed and making it far better.
Yeah.
And I like what they're doing with the show because they're being thoughtful with it rather than what they did in the comics. That particular writer I don't like. He also did Preacher. I think he's an edgelord and he's not.
He's a strange human being.
Yeah, we don't need that. We don't need that. So I'm fine with Soldier Boy getting with any other male character, but I just don't think this Homelander would be about that. That Homelander was the Homelander from the comic was trying to bang everyone and everything.
Yeah.
So they made him sexually depraved for no reason, just for shock value. They're like, what if Superman was a sexually deviant, whatever, you know?
I was thinking about that because I was trying to remember the Nazi from season 2, the love interest, Stormfront. Yes, that
girl, I love her.
Yeah, it's
wait, not because she's a Nazi, not because she's a Nazi. Actually, I got in trouble with YouTuber X, or I got talked to about YouTuber X because YouTuber X did something and was on Twitter and was like repping feminism, and I was like, girls get it done, which was the quote of that season.
Oh yeah.
And then I put a gif of Stormfront flying with like electricity. And then her fans were like, how dare you compare her to a Nazi? And I was like, well, I wasn't repping the Nazi. I was like, women with lightning and power. I wasn't thinking she's a Nazi. And they're like, well, how do you separate the two? I'm like, I mean, she's a powerful woman flying around. What's going on?
You start screaming out, I love Beyonce.
But seriously, it's probably because subconsciously I know YouTuber X is a Nazi. But
I mean, we might as well end the show with the madness. Bro, this trailer was absolutely amazing, man. There are two things that I've been waiting for. I'm waiting for The Boys to come back, and obviously I'm waiting for Invincible to come back, man. And yeah, we finally get our Ultraviolet. I love the MCU. You know that. I want DC to succeed, but it's nice to get some get some hardcore action in there. I will say that was the one thing I felt was lacking from Moon Knight was I kept waiting for the brutal scene in Moon Knight when he was Moon Knight of the comics. Like I was waiting for someone's arm to get broken.
Never happened, never materialized. And so they decided to only go with one side of Moon Knight that I don't like that one part of Moon Knight. I would rather prefer. I wanted to see the gritty vigilante taking back the streets.
Right.
Every time you guys say Soldier Boy, I was just going to be like, Soldier Boy on this watch. Yeah, it is funny. It is funny, the connection of the names. Oh, it's the Deep. That's right. The Deep is the dude who they, because the Deep had nothing to do in the comics. And then in this one, they gave the Deep the guy who wants to bang everyone.
Yeah, and then he had his little redemption arc. Matt, I think it's gonna go for about 5 seasons as well. 6 at the most. It doesn't need to go any more than that. It doesn't need to go any more than that. The trailer looks amazing, man. I'm looking forward to June's gonna be great. Obviously, there's some other stuff going on at the end of this month. We got Obi coming. Then we're gonna get The Boys. We're gonna have some stuff to talk about again. Are you pumped up?
I'm super pumped up. I'm so glad there's been a return to stuff. There was a long while of a drought for YouTube content. Trying to find entertainment news or things going on when no one's releasing anything was like very hard. Right. Now at least, like, as much as I didn't shit on Moon Knight. I didn't love Moon Knight, but I didn't shit on it.
Well, you gave it a B, didn't you?
What?
You gave it a B, right?
Yeah, I gave it ultimately a B. But there's some episodes I really just didn't like. For instance, I really didn't like the finale. I didn't like, whatever. As much as there is that, I'm glad it's there to be reviewed.
Yeah.
So Disney's giving us shows and movies.
Mm-hmm.
DC's giving us nothing, which might be a good thing right now.
I mean, we had Peacemaker. That was a great run. We had some great talks about Peacemaker.
And have you heard about this? They want to give Viola Davis a spinoff of Peacemaker.
Taking it too far. Unless you can make it make sense.
I agree. I don't think if it's just about her, that's garbage. If it's going to be her running a superhero team like the Secret Six or something, then I'm down.
Yeah, I'll do that. Real quick, while we got Matt here and all the conspiracy theorists here, Doctor Strange into the Multiverse of Madness, the 7th chair. I'm not going to go deep into this.
I already know. I already know what I know. I already know.
You already know the seventh chair. The seventh chair. If you
Okay,
know,
so real
you
quick
know.
before you get into it, Matt says, without giving it away, do
Cinderella.
you guys want to see Obi-Wan leaks? I've seen videos for it. I've avoided them. I do not want to see leaks.
Staying away from them like the plague, Matt.
Yeah.
So
the seventh chair in Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness.
Who was supposed to be in it? So I watched an interesting breakdown video. I hate when people play loose with the lore of comics this way, but it makes sense because you can draw this, I guess, these same conclusions. So in the Illuminati, you have a member of the Avengers, the member of the Fantastic Four. You have Namor repping Atlantis. So you have the leaders, and then you have Xavier repping all of the mutants, and then
Black Panther representing black people.
Whoa.
That's clear. That was obvious what it was about. Oh, here's what it is. Mr. Fantastic represents the science world. Doctor Strange represents the magical world.
Okay.
Professor X represents the mutant world.
Okay.
Right?
So and Tony
Iron
Stark
Man represents, what do you think he represents?
Industry, innovation.
The white man.
The white man.
and Black Panther represents the black man.
Oh. What about the never mind. I'm not
I see this is too intense for you.
I'm freaking out. So the seventh chair, who do we have in the Illuminati in the film? We have Captain Marvel, we have Reed Richards, we have what's his name? Mordo, yeah. Mordo. Then we have Black Bolt, Agent Carter, Professor X. Who was in that seventh chair? Now, some people were saying that it was supposed to be your love toy, Superior Iron Man, played by Tom Cruise. No, the writer said that there was never any talks.
If you're going to talk about Boulder, that's nonsense. You don't know what you're talking about. That's an old script.
No. Listen, the guy conclusively said there was never any talks.
Conclusively say shit. Okay.
Listen. Hold on for a second, man. I know Tom Cruise tickles your fancy. I saw your face when the Top Gun trailer came out, and you were like standing up. Man, just basically pushed a little old woman over to get to his seat to make sure that we can see this trailer.
With popcorn flying everywhere.
She was in your way. I will say that.
He was obviously some Russian bitch because I'm an American and we watch Top Gun films. But you were saying,
I'm thinking that at one point it could have been a Chadwick. It could have been for a Chadwick or a Wakanda representative. I don't know. Well, here's the thing, right? Someone had to build the Ultron bots. Some people believe that Reed Richards built them.
Why would he have the perfect design?
Because Reed Richards is smarter than Tom Cruise and Tony Stark.
Smartness has nothing to do with having someone's design.
Hold on, man, for a second. Tom Cruise is not being personally attacked right now. I'm just saying that he's not as great an actor. No, who do you think it was? I think it would have been Chadwick if he was there. How would the movie have changed for you if you saw?
I think that here's what I'm saying. Obviously, the members were decided on the last minute. As a matter of fact, Elizabeth Olsen said, "I never met John Krasinski. That was all he was digitally put in there. She never actually was ever close to him or had any."
Oh, that must have been one of the reshoots. Okay,
yeah. And so what it is there was like, and the original script had Boulder the Brave, played by Daniel Craig, who is the half brother of Thor.
Yeah, no one wants that.
No one cares about that, and so they decided to make it more sexy. Right. Daniel Craig bounced because of COVID, thank God, because I like the groups that they chose. So here's what I'm saying. A lot of people think the empty chair is because of Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange. However, no, Mordo's seat is Doctor Strange. Exactly. Here's why. If you see when they execute Doctor Strange, spoiler alert, there's no Mordo because he wasn't the Sorcerer Supreme. He's going to take his seat. So there's another missing seat. So
seventh chair.
Okay, you ready for this?
Tom Cruise.
Yeah. But are you ready for this? Wait, hold on. I'm trying to amp people up for Tom Cruise. Are you guys ready to hear the preview? Okay. So originally their idea for a Deadpool was supposed to be an end credit scene. And the concept was Deadpool Quicksilver, and Deadpool's whole friends like Domino and Colossus and stuff would end up coming to, the end scene would be them coming to the Illuminati's base, and they would see everyone killed. And then he would go to see dead Professor X, and then Deadpool would make a joke about how often Professor X dies. That was originally written but never filmed.
I think that would have ruined the movie, but it would have been amazing to see.
They decided that they were like, it would ruin the mood of everything that happened in the movie, right? My feeling is the revealed rumor is that the next Avengers movie is going to be Secret Wars.
Mm-hmm.
And the idea is they're going to do a similar version of that, but it's going to be Tom Cruise's Iron Man, who was a member of the. Here's my theory. This is my theory. Tom Cruise's Iron Man, who was a member of the Illuminati, wasn't there for whatever reason. He's going to come and find them dead. He's going to be pissed, and he's going to wage war on our MCU. And so one of the reasons why is because Tom Cruise was very happy to work with Marvel. He wanted to. However, his Mission Impossible movies and Top Gun are all back to back. So he couldn't find any time to film even a small part. However, they're willing to give him a part later on down the road.
You know I love you, right? And what I'm about to say is because I care for you as a friend.
I know you love me, but you are often invalid and don't make any sense. So speak.
Yeah. I'm going to say one thing. Mephisto. I'm going to say Mephisto. You're going through your Mephisto thing all over again. And I don't want to see you get hurt again.
No, I'm fine because I'm right and you're wrong.
You said the exact same thing about Mephisto. And then
I did say that. I didn't realize that Jack Schaefer, the person they got to make WandaVision, was a fucking idiot. And that's why he didn't show up. That's the only reason he didn't show up. Courtney says, and where is 616 Mordo? Absolutely. They actually filmed him die, but they decided not to use it because they said they want 616 Mordo to live on so we can finish his story, like a better end to his story in the third one.
Yeah, so in regards to Superior Iron Man, I think that I agree with some of the stuff you've said in some of your videos in regards to Avengers Forever. Shout out to Comics Explained. He was going into some of that stuff as well, the actual Avengers Forever story arc. I think we're going to see that culminate as the last Avenger movie. I'd be interested to hear what Matt has to say about it. So I agree there. I will say that I believe Mantis is about 85% right on something. I believe the very last Avengers movie we'll ever see, like when they wrap this whole thing, is going to be called Avengers Forever.
Yes,
I think the seventh chair
and the old G's are going to come back. It's going to be Avengers Forever, and they're going to get Steve Rogers and freaking Iron Man. Everyone's going to be back, and it's going to be the true final battle. And whatever we felt in Endgame, we're going to feel 10 times as much. We're going to jizz in our seats. It's going to be crazy.
And so this, in regards to the seventh chair, yeah, I could have seen that. I'm not that hip on Tom Cruise playing Superior Iron Man because of, well, I guess he kind of fits it. It's just Tom Cruise is so like Weasley laugh, and Superior Iron Man wasn't like a Weasley laughy type of guy. He was a dick, but he was just like on the line of a villain. It's hard for me to see Tom Cruise be that Iron Man.
This is movie, man. This is movie. Like, they don't care. Like, John Krasinski, by all logic, shouldn't be Reed Richards. But
no,
they're
he's perfect Illuminati Richard. He's broken. The incursions are coming. Planets are coming down. And that's another thing.
Did he seem like the smartest man ever when he spoke, though?
Yeah.
I didn't hate it.
He's not as smart as you. He's not as smart as you talking about jizzing in your chair because Steve Rogers is coming back.
Okay, you got me. No, you got me. Okay, that's the most well struck. Well struck. I'm just saying he doesn't seem like the smartest man ever, but honestly, who knows how the smartest man in the world?
This is why you'd be a great politician. There was nothing to that argument, right? But you would be great on Fox News. You're like, and really? How do we know he's not a terrorist? I mean, we don't have any evidence that he's not a terrorist. Oh, I would love to see Superior Iron Man. I don't want to see him as a major arc character. What I would like to see, though, man, is I would like to see an update on Wakanda Forever. I know that's a really quick departure, but I'm going to bring it back to that because then when we actually start getting real incursions, I need that scene from the comic when Black Panther sees the other planet, the other Earth, right above him. That's the one thing that's going to suck about this. So their version of the incursions, that was such a pivotal part of the comic, like seeing the two Earths orbiting around each other.
It's fucking. I gotta say it, man. I'm sorry.
Oh boy,
but it's fucking over for the Black Panther franchise. They're gonna try to make
hate black people. And you probably hang out in that Discord where they talk about killing cats.
No, I'm saying it's fucking over for it. There's no way they can salvage this. Yo, they recast the character, half of the fans flip out. They freaking give it to Shuri, half the fans flip out. They give it to another dude, they give it to the white ape dude, half the fans flip out. No one is on the same page of how to proceed. This poor motherfucker, Ryan Coogler, is in an impossible situation.
I'm telling you, it's gonna hit. The one thing they can't do, they can't be scared of the fans, right? Just recast. They should have just recast.
Notoriously scared of fans, though.
Yeah, they're terrified. They see
that's
him on
why they do fan cast.
Like he's like, get back in the building. They're everywhere. I need an update on that. I need to see the incursions done correctly, and I need the Illuminati to come back, and I need it to be the other Illuminati. Like I need it to be 616, and that's another thing, man. I'm not feeling this 616 shit.
I hate that. I think all comic reading fans flipped out when they said you're in 616. You're like, they're not in 616. You are in 19999. Get your head together, bitch.
Yeah, you are a muted version of what the what Marvel characters are. But yeah, I need them to do that, and I want them to pull the incursions in. Nobody's on the same page. It's perfect black people.
Yo, shout out to Bex. That's the greatest line ever.
For the listening audience, the person who wrote that comment is in fact black, so you can forget about the cancel.
Cancel nullified. Matt says Jack Schaffer is an idiot. She can't even read a. It's you get hired. Here's what it is when you get hired to do something. Like for instance, when in graphic arts, if you're hired to do something, I always research the field's logos and their branding just to know what's on the field. Right. If you get hired to write a comic book show, read a fucking comic books. It takes 10 minutes to read a single issue. You could spend an afternoon and just read a shitload of comics.
Really simple stuff, bro.
It's that simple. She didn't do it.
Listen, they bring me, you, Matt. We'll fix the DCEU for them.
We're going to fix this shit.
I walk in there. I smack the first intern I see, beat them within an inch of their life. Hang that intern up from the wall so everyone else knows I mean business.
Thank you for costing us that job.
And when they retain me and they're like, that's exactly what we needed for this franchise. I'm like, now we're ready to write this ship. Now we're ready to fix it.
And I think the reason they didn't have, you see, Matt's agreeing with me, and the reason why I don't think they had any representative from Black Pantherness on the council was because they don't know what they're doing. They don't know how to proceed. They're like,
in an ideal world, you know what was great about that portion of what was it, New Avengers? It was New Avengers. Was the fact that he had already been in his self-imposed banishment where he was the king of the dead, which is a huge part of the incursion story. It's a minor part, but it's so huge. And we're not going to get that now because they didn't recast.
And this is another thing. This is another problem with it because you're right. You're absolutely right. They can't even introduce that into the story because then people say, well, why didn't the first Black Panther do that? Manipulate the dead, manipulate dead spirits, do shit like that. Necromancy. Why didn't it happen before? So they got a guy who can't come back from the dead. So
just recast him. I guarantee that Chadwick Boseman, being the thespian that he is,
he would have loved it.
He would have wanted to see someone else step in those shoes, man.
I agree. I absolutely agree. He would say that. But there are people who are going to say, all due respect, like shit like that.
Those same people use healing crystals, and we don't have to take them seriously. Like if they come up with that all due respectfully shit, like, no, this is an adult conversation.
You're only saying that because you're a Gemini.
What the fuck does that have to do anything?
Healing crystals, astrology. These are the people who are ruining comedy. I bet Jack Schaffer is a Gemini who uses crystals.
Or uses crystal. Oh, sorry.
Is that what they mean when they mean? They're like, I got some spirit crystals.
Yeah,
It's really
exactly.
spirit
There's
crystals.
some guy with a mullet with a big belt bucket sitting behind him, like, yeah, I got your spirit crystals. But now they can't introduce that, right? They can't have that. Here are a few other things they're not going to be able to do if they actually go Secret Wars, and we might as well just get it out of our heads now. Hyperion, he ain't coming. There's no indication that Hyperion's coming.
Well, down the line, I can see, because once they get desperate for more characters, if this show keeps going, they're going to have to pull people out, and so they might pull him out. Right.
Speaking about pulling people out of other people's asses and making a big deal out of him, but I do understand he's a fan favorite. I love him too. Nova, the talk is ramping up again for the Nova appearance.
It's been going on forever and a day, man.
And
I think
makes
since
it
phase
cycles.
1, people are like, "It's coming, Nova's coming."
Yeah,
Like,
so
calm down.
The latest in it. Whew, here's the craziest thing. There was a conspiracy theory that now this is not my theory, but this was floating around in the dark parts of the forums
Right.
that Captain Marvel was not originally intended to be in these movies, and they basically took Nova out and put Captain Marvel in. And one day I was watching Endgame, and I was kind of like, that doesn't make any fucking sense.
No, that doesn't make any sense. So here's what it is. At the end of Avengers 2 Age of Ultron, they were supposed to have, when Steve Rogers says Avengers fall in line and they show the new line, they were going to cast a woman to be Captain Marvel. They even had a stand-in to see how the scene would look. So they're going through like all the different characters, and they actually have a blonde woman standing there. She's not gonna the final thing. They were gonna, once they cast her, and they didn't cast her on time. So they were always planning to have a female Captain Marvel. They have a hard-on for it because she's like, they're like a powerful woman. They want that shit in there.
Actually, I think the character of Captain Marvel can be redeemed in the comics and can be redeemed in the MCU. It just,
if she was called if she was the Miss Marvel wearing the blue thing with a lightning bolt and was actually.
Whoa. Are you saying that the only way that she would be redeemable is if she was running around in thigh-high boots and underwear?
Yes. I keep it real. Because they have assassinated the character of her.
Yeah.
They're trying to make her a strong, powerful woman. Courtney says Blue Marvel. Let's get Blue Marvel in there. The engineer, the space engineer.
Yes.
Damn it. From WandaVision. Remember that?
Yeah.
I watched again before Doctor Strange. She's watching the thing and she goes, we're gonna need an astro engineer.
Who was it again?
And she goes, I know the perfect person. And we're like, what? And so they last like 2 episodes later, we're like, we finally get to meet him. And it's just some woman who has nothing to do with anything. Who goes, here's your vehicle. Thank you. And then they move on. And I was like, you prepped us for 2 episodes for this. Everyone who thought that was going to be the Blue Marvel.
He trolled you hard, and that was for speaking bad about him. That's when you were doing negative reviews on him. And so he got you. He made you think Mephisto was going to be there.
Mephisto's still there. I'm telling you.
He's not there, bro. Agatha Hart show coming out.
I really just made the most disgusting face ever. I was like, if Wanda's in it, I'm down. I don't want to see it if it's just her. I don't like them giving random heroes or random villains shows. Just because fuck that.
All right, last dishonorable mention, I should say. Anything on the horizon you're not looking forward to? I assume it's Ms. Marvel, right? Or what's
Ms. Marvel. Babysitter's Club meets the Marvel Universe. Not interested. I was going to say stay home, but it's going to be sent to my home, and I still might turn around. I'm going to wait till you guys watch it.
Which means he's going to watch it the day it comes.
No, you're going to tell me if it was any good. I'm going to hide out. And if you guys literally are like, man, you have to watch it. It's amazing. Then I will watch it.
I don't believe a word you said.
Well, then you're a fool. This has been another amazing fanboy modeling school. We didn't get to all our things because we were talking about the subjective nature of artistry. Whatever the hell that was about. Thanks for that.
That was all you.
That was you.
Hold up TV. Freaking Dope Dynamics is not on Wednesday, but Dumbing Out on the radio with Cincy Star and
It's on
Steve
Tuesday.
will be live tomorrow at 10 p.m. Mixcloud.
And hopefully, I hope, Sensi, we got to talk about it, but we got to talk about Atlanta on Rogue Planet on Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern. That last episode I went through a roller coaster of emotions. It's time we talk about Atlanta. I hope you're going to be there. I'm going to hit you up tomorrow, brother.
And there will be no Booty Papa Chicken Friday night because Cincy Star is Texas bound. The GT Tub crew is all heading to Texas for some.
They're having their.
Yep, they're doing their trip.
Yo, guys!
Shout out to them.
Be careful. Party responsibly.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes. Vote
Abortion
Republican.
isn't legal anymore. I'm sorry.
Oh my goodness.
Oh man, I went there. I'm sorry. Yo, Matt, thank you for stopping in. He says this is really fun. Yeah, we had a really good time, man.
Shout out to everyone. Matt, man, we gotta have Matt on Fanboy Modeling School. It'll be a dark episode.
Absolutely.
Shout out to the Blurred Herd and peace.
Until next time, ciao for now.